Welcome to Open Vibes with your host, Tomecka Eugene. Good evening and welcome. I am here with the beautiful ladies of Enrage, and this is their anniversary. Happy anniversary, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So we are going to jump right into it with Miss Jamelia, and she's going to go over a few things with us. So go right ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you, Tomecka. So excited to be celebrating 19 years as a line today. And also, I want to thank you for allowing us to use your platform to truly honor our beloved Tomecka Vance. So it'll be 3 years in February that we lost her. So this is our first time, I think, publicly speaking out about this. So we ask you guys to grant us some grace, pray for our strength as we get through this. But we're really looking forward to just reflecting on all that she provided us, and also just sharing just a little glimpse into what our experience as a line has gifted us. So that said, we're going to quickly go through introductions. We'll give you a little bit of information about who we are, who we were individually on the line. We'll talk about things that are near and dear to our hearts, like our families, which is something that is unique to some chapters within Delta. So our chapter happens to be one that recognizes various groups. So you'll hear us mention names of families, and that's really just a group of individuals that shared traditions and things of that nature. And then we'll just talk a little bit about, what we're doing in our lives right now before we move on to talking more about what our experiences have been, and then again discussing our stands. Tomecka.
Excellent. Sounds great. All right, so let's get right into it. Did you guys have a certain order you wanted to go in? All right, so go right.
So we're going to go in line order, and I'll start. And I'm just, again, to set the frame, I'm going to give my line information, just tell you a little bit about myself, and then everyone else would do that. So we're going to go in line order, and we will end with Dinita.
All right.
So, my name is Jamelia King. I'm happy to say that I was the lead, the number one, the ace of the line. And my line name is Dynamic, spelled uniquely. It has a unique meaning that my personal gave me that I won't share. But that said, I right now am a director in information security. I graduated with a degree in computer engineering from Michigan State. And just really excited to be here talking about my experience. I am a part of the Jack Q family, the best family. We have a little friendly competition going on.
I don't know.
And yeah, that's it. I'm a wife, a mother of 3 boys that keep me on my toes, and just living life. And my motto right now is just to live out loud.
Amen. Love it.
All right. Well, I am Danielle. I am the Deuce of Enraged, and my line name is BAP. I am a member of Family Strong, and we come strong, Jamelia. I'm not sure where you got the Jack U thing from. We love you, though. We love you. I am a wife. I am a mother of 3. I am the proud owner of a business that I started in COVID. I'm super excited about that. It's called Why Not Creative Studios, which encompasses my career path as well as my passion. I am a instructional designer as well as a thespian, actress, and teaching artist. So I get to combine those 2 worlds, and for me, that's extremely exciting. And I get to get my kids involved. So that's a little bit about me.
Excellent.
Awesome. And I get the wonderful honor to be able to introduce our Trey, which is Tomecka Vance, the reason why we are here today. Tomecka was, she was amazing, absolutely amazing. Her line name was Militant. She was also a part of Family Strong, and she really just resonated a light no matter where she went. She was indeed strong. She was confident. She was a graduate of Michigan State University, all while serving in the U.S. military. She got to go on to do great things with her career, being able to teach at the college level. She was just amazing. And I know it sounds very cliche to say this, but honestly, with her, to know her truly was to love her. And we'll talk more about her later.
Excellent.
Great. Oh. Well, hi, my name is Shani Easley Federmine. I am number 6 on our line. I am smack dab. My line name was Liberty, or is Liberty, not was, is. And yeah, I'm so happy to be here today and celebrate my sister, our sister. I work in the pharma biotech industry. I am a senior clinical trial manager, and I run clinical trials. I am a wife. I have 2 busy little girls, 2 littles, I call them, as I call them. So, and they're I'm hashtag Team Girls. And yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Again, I know you've heard that a few times, but I am Dewana Jackson. I'm Dr. Dewana Jackson. My line name was Delight, and it also has a unique meaning, which I won't share. But I am the number 7 on the line, and I am a part of JAG Cube. Yes. And I am a family nurse practitioner by trade. So I have my undergrad from Michigan State in nursing and my MSN and DNP from the University of Michigan. Yes. And then I am an assistant professor at Eastern Michigan University, teaching in their graduate program for nurse practitioners. So that's me. Oh, I have 2 children and a husband.
So good evening again. Thank you for having us. My name is Dr. Lauren Wells. My line name is Tranquil, and I am the number 8 of our line and part of the JAG Cube family. I have my doctorate in education leadership, which I received from Oakland University, and I'm currently a professional learning consultant with an assessment company and work primarily with our large partners, so school districts with over 25,000 students, in both delivery and design of professional learning opportunities and services. I'm also a clinical instructional coach. So before leaving the education system, I was a teacher. I was a high school assistant principal, a middle school principal. And so I'm currently also working with student teachers who are pursuing their teacher certification at Wayne State University here in Michigan as a clinical instructional coach.
Excellent.
And I get the honor of introducing our Sans Nakia Smith. She is traveling and we wanted her to be safe. So she won't be joining us this evening, but she is the number 9 on our line. Her line name is Kaz. She is also in Family Strong, and she's involved in a lot of fitness related businesses. She does bodybuilding competitions. She's currently training for a huge competition that she was supposed to be in prior to COVID. So she's all about the health of the mind, body, and spirit. And so that's her lane.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
And I am LITE, the light, number 10, the dime, and Bayla baby. So I had to do that different because I'm the only Bayla in the team. So, but my name is Dr. Lakeisha Burton, and I am a medical doctor. I am a wife, and I am a mother of 4 beautiful, smart children. I have a set of twin girls and 2 little bitty boys. And I have the pleasure and the privilege right now to be homeschooling my children during the pandemic. So that's what I've been doing currently.
Wow. Excellent.
Hello.
I'm Tanisha. My line name was Truancy. I was number 11. And I am also a member of Family Strong. So shout out to all my Family Strong fans. I am a SHRM certified HR professional. I've been working in the HR realm for basically all of my professional career, all with federal government agencies, working on program management, talent acquisition, change management. And my current role is with the Department of Defense. I work as a human capital strategic consultant, working on HR program design and redesign, program evaluation, and a little policy development and coordination. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a dog mom.
Fur babies.
Love the fur babies. I'm also an avid Peloton rider. So any Peloton riders out there, hey. But thank you so much for allowing us to have this platform to celebrate our anniversary today. And also, like we said, to share memories of our trek.
Yes.
I'm back. All hail to the tail. So we have a lead and we have a tail. I am the tail of our line. My number is number 12. My line name is Felony, but that is not to say I am a criminal. I am not. There is also a special meaning to that as well that I will not share. And I'm just so honored that Tomecka was my twin in Delta. And so that's another, I guess, element to some lines. And what that means is we just shared the same personal. And so, you know, we had a special connection in that regard. I am a mother of a set of twins as well, boy and girl. And then I have two additional beautiful children and a husband. I currently am in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space. I'm the director of a program for the Austin Independent School District, where our focus is to create equity across our procurement for minority and women-owned companies.
Wow. Excellent. Excellent, ladies. It is an honor to be amongst you ladies. Y'all are phenomenal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's move on into what inspired you ladies to pursue membership into Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
So I'll go first. I grew up in Delta and with it all around me. My mother is a charter member for a collegiate chapter at Theta University, Central Michigan University, as well as she was a charter member for Muskegon Heights alumni chapter. In addition to that, I have family that are members. I have aunts, I have cousins. So, you know, it was just really all around me. One of my fondest memories are of being the dormouse in the Jabberwocky production that was put on Muskegon Heights alumni chapter. So that was really great. So I've just been fortunate to witness like a lot of women in my small town. Dinita and I from the same town, from a small town, that were really, you know, women with out there doing great things, moving and grooving and making big achievements, and really engaging in activities that align and support the mission of Delta. So for me, I felt it's where I need to be, it's where I should be, you know, and I'm just really grateful that I have made my place here and I have my amazing Sands on this journey along with me. And I just strive to, in my own life, carry out various activities that support the mission. You know, that's the walk and talk. We do great things. So our organization was founded for great reasons. And so I want to do great things that align with why we were founded.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Love it.
Sands, do you want to go or should I go? Okay. Well, I was one of those people that prior to undergrad, I didn't know much about fraternities and sororities. Mm-hmm. My knowledge came from a different world. Seeing that, go from like Spike Lee School Days, you know, that was the amount of knowledge I had about sororities and fraternities. when I went to Michigan State, and I just happened to meet some phenomenal women, and they were really encouraging. And one in particular was my student counselor, and my spirit would be so low, my cup would just be empty, and I would go to her, and she would fill me up and send me on my way, like with the courage of David, you know. And I was just in awe with her, and I was in awe with every person I met that happened to be a Delta. And that person that happened to be my student counselor ended up being my personal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so it was November 12th, 2000. Who remembers November 12th, 2000? That was open house on Michigan State campus. And when I went, it was like just being in a sea of women that was the reflection of you. It was so inspiring. They were just so strong and stood in like whatever space they was in, they were owning it. And I wanted to own a piece of that. You know, I wanted to be in that group. And I felt so comfortable at open house. I felt like this is my tribe. This is where I belong. And from there, I just was like, wow, I just set it to be my mission to be a part of that group. And then I just got so blessed and lucky. Like I look around and see my sands, and I'm just feel so grateful that I get to be among, and I earned to be among all these beautiful, ambitious women that keep me going. You know, we keep each other going. And I just feel so blessed to be in this moment.
Wow.
So
Well,
that's what encouraged me to be.
Owning it. I love it.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. Continue
Yeah.
to enjoy it. Beautiful.
So I'll just share really quickly. Was inspired by my family, which is mostly Greek. The majority of men on both sides of my family are alphas, and most of the women are deltas. So I've been pretty open and privy to Greek life my entire life. And as I grew up, my grandmother, my aunt, my godmother, and my great great aunt are all my sorors, so members of the sorority. And being able to see them be active in the sorority as I was growing up, part of community service, seeing them, my godmother toting me to different events, any event that she could take me to while I was growing up, giving back to the community, the relationships that they had, just really made me want to be a part of that organization. And then as I went to college, I read the book In Search of Sisterhood, and then understanding the history made me want to be a part even more. And then at Michigan State, again, as my Sands have also said, the Deltas, they were the ones that were highly respected on campus. They were having programs, really meaningful programs, not fluff. And it made that, getting to know the women on campus made me want to become part of that organization even more. And I'm so glad that I joined. I wouldn't change the road and my path to Delta for anything. And I'm so happy that I got to experience that road with my son.
Excellent. Wow. And you did drop a few jewels for those who are listening. So ladies, in celebration of your anniversary today, looking back over the last 20 years, please share either what has been the most impactful for you or one cherished moment from your experience. And Miss Kanisha, if you will go first.
So that's actually a tough question, trying to narrow it down. Actually, for me, I feel like there's not one specific moment that stands out. But I do, we say this, a number of my fans say this quite often, that we feel like our coming together, our connection was not by happenstance. Mm-hmm. So just the fact that knowing we were somewhat complete strangers coming together and actually having the fortitude to go through all the things we've been through in our Delta journey, and the fact that we're still standing, we're all doing phenomenal, amazing things, we're all wives, mothers, we have our own, creating our own businesses or entrepreneurs. We do all of those things, but at the end of the day, we still have this amazing sisterhood that is the connection for all of us. So I guess for me, just the fact that I had the opportunity, went through the process and have all these fans as a result of that process. Like the fact that we have this lifelong sisterhood bond, for me, has been the most impactful. And I feel like each of us has our own, we all have we're different, right? But together we're dynamic.
Yeah.
So, and I know we'll get into the whole discussion about Tomecka later, but her loss, like basically we're missing a link to our chain, right? So we're incomplete. But at the end of the day, I'm still grateful for the time that we had to share with her. And it's made us who we are. So I guess my lasting impression is the fact that we're still here, we're still standing, and we're still as tight and as connected today as we were 19 years ago.
Beautiful. Miss Danielle.
Yes. I can't give one instance or one thing that's impactful to me, but I will say that one of the lessons I think I've learned in just being a member of the organization, as well as just having my sands, is learning to accept people the way that they are, and being able to forgive and move forward. Most of us, or I could say many of us, joined this organization when we were teenagers, right? So you look at 20 years of differences, 20 years of, triumphs, 20 years of love, and sometimes even anger. And I think that for us to be a group of young ladies with very strong personalities, we got a lot of A-type personalities on our particular line, and just being able to connect with one another on a level that we can say, I can respect our differences, right? To be able to say, I can agree to disagree. Being able to say, you know what, maybe I didn't understand you, but I understand the relationship that we have. And so for that reason, I love you and we can move forward. And I speak to that specifically because of Tomecka. Tomecka and I met on campus before we even joined the organization. And again, I know we're going to talk about her in a minute, but we did that. And then coming together, we had our differences, right? And then through this process, we had our ups and downs, and many of us have. But at the end of the day, much to what Kenesha said, it's like we've grown together, right? And we love each other so much. And we may even define sisterhood differently. Some of us have biological sisters, some of us don't. And when you look at that dynamic and go, oh, wait, you look at things differently than I do, and just being able to say, in spite of that, let's just move forward. Let's just enjoy this journey together. And so I would say acceptance and forgiveness is one of the big key points for me to walk away with.
Wow. I absolutely love it because, as you grow, you learn, you understand people, and you understand,
Right.
that, hey, nobody's perfect at the end of the day, but you bond and you gel together. And that's what makes what you ladies have so phenomenal. It makes it beautiful and extraordinary. So, ladies, how would you describe Tomecka? How would what do you think she valued most in life? Describe her character, her personality. Let's get into her because she changed my life in so many ways. I can't even tell you, ladies. Miss Lauren, go ahead and describe her for us.
Ooh, okay. Tomecka was just a very caring person. When we met, someone said that you two should meet, and we met. We were like, hi. And then it was just on from there. Like, just her spirit was always so warm. She was always open to anything, whether that was taking a trip with me or just on the fly saying, let's go here, let's go there. One of the things she and I were always open to trying new food. So like different, like sushi was our favorite. We loved it. Even just trying new things, opening up our heart, welcoming, new people. When she moved somewhere, she always had lots of friends. She was always in the middle of stuff, like she knew where to go. And so just a very caring person, always going, but very open to new people, new ideas, new things. And that's what I really loved about her.
Beautiful. Miss Keisha.
So when I think about my Sans Tomecka, I always think about her laughter.
Yes, absolutely.
We would laugh. Her laugh was just so contagious.
Yes,
And when she laughed, it would just like make the whole room. Like we're all gonna laugh. She was gonna entertain us, and anytime she was in the mix of anything, we knew it was gonna be fun. She was going to add fun to it. Another thing about her that's just so valuable is that she wasn't a fair weather friend. If she liked you, she was all in. She was all in, and she was very thoughtful. She would check on you, give you calls, and send you little trinkets in the mail or whatnot, just to say, "Hey, I'm thinking about you." Very supportive. And another thing that none of us can deny is that she said what she wanted to say. And she would say it rather you liked it or not, and then pat you on the back and say, "But I love you though. I love you." So, but she had good intentions. She had very good intentions on whatever she did, and she was committed to it. She was committed to sisterhood. And I just love her. I just love her. So, to answer your question, I think about thoughtfulness and I think about fun.
Yes.
Very thoughtful.
Beautiful. And she would say, "I can't take it."
Yeah.
Right. That's her line. That is her line.
Miss Dewana.
So I'm gonna pick up where Keisha left off. One of the ways I wanted to describe her was thoughtful as well. Tomecka was always thinking of us. No matter where she was in her life. When she was serving in Afghanistan, she sent us gifts. Wow. Which, in the mail, which is just amazing that she was thinking of us, just to let us know that she loves us, that she is thinking of us, and wanting to know how we're doing. We would go, someone kind of hinted that we would go on trips. We would try to go on trips annually, if possible. And I am kind of the plain Jane Sans of the group. So I would always go and I would pack what I thought was going to be so cute. By about trip 5, Tomecka just started putting shirts in her bag. Like, let me see what I'm bring for her. Because I know she's going to bring some sweater to go somewhere.
And like how they dress Jada in girls' trips.
Or doing our hair. She did we would be getting dressed and she would do everybody's hair and everybody's makeup before she got to herself. She was just always thinking of us. And she was supportive. I mean, when you see the video that my Sans created, you'll see that she is in all of those pictures. And although we are honoring her, it's not because the fact that she's in all of those pictures are because she was always trying to be at everyone's major events in their lives, related to weddings or graduations, whatever she could be at, she was there. If she could do it, she was going to make it, and she was going to be there to show that she loved and supported us. And then my last thing is that she just wanted to make sure that we all had a good, strong, and solid bond with each other. And so one of my Sans spoke to forgiveness. But I just think in general, I mean, yes, she was definitely very forgiving, but she always wanted to understand where everybody was coming from. She always wanted to keep us close. She always wanted us to be tight and look unified, no matter what we were doing or where we were going. And that was just another thing. So what did she value in life? Family, of course, just like my Sans Keisha said, if she was all in, if you were on her team, she was all in. sisterhood and friendship.
Definitely. Wow. So, ladies, what is your favorite memory of Tomecka? Miss Anita.
So I have so many favorite memories with Tomecka. And I had the blessing of living maybe an hour, 40 minutes away, being in Austin, and she ultimately living in Killeen. So in terms of location, I was the closest, to her. And she just loved children. And she would come over my house just to play with the kids, and she would make me so mad because she would be doing dishes. I have a dishwasher, but she would want to fill it up with the bubbles just so that they could play with it. Bubbles flying everywhere, and I'm like, can y'all just put it in the dishwasher and be done? She would come and just pick them up and take them maybe to get ice cream or whatever, right?
Yes.
And she was just so sweet in that way, so that's one of my fondest memories, is how she would just want to, not just build a relationship with me, but build a relationship with everybody that was important to me. And then just again, I just want to go back to her laugh. I always told her, I'm like, oh my gosh, you have the whitest teeth ever, like pearly white, like, and just a smile and being in her company, and we would just hang out, and she hosted the best parties and get-togethers, ever, right? If you went to one of her get-togethers, which she loved to have people over and or host with a friend, and we would do that a lot. I just remember those times, and it didn't matter who you were. She had a certain level of respect, and she met you where you were or are in your life, and that's what I really appreciated about her. And so I got to meet so many different people just by being with her. And yeah, it's very hard, but I cherish all those moments that I had with her.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, Miss Kanisha.
So Tomecka was family strong. So, all those family strong stands, we had a little bond, but I just feel like she rode hard for her sins. And I don't want to cry.
Ooh, Sans, pull it together, because you already know we do not
Right, please hold it back.
Like, she rode hard for us, right? So it's like, oh, who we don't like, like if you don't like them, oh, I don't like them either, right? Like, she just always had our back. It's just like, speaking on the thoughtfulness piece, she was a planner, right? So as Dewana mentioned, we would sometimes kind of do yearly trips, Sans trips. And Tomecka was so particular about everything. Like, who's arriving at this time? Because I want to schedule to make sure everyone has arrived from the airport to our house, right? We're going to dinner at this place. We're going shopping. She was just very thoughtful and attentive to detail. So, and I'll stop because I'm not gonna be crying, but she just loved, she loved really, really hard. And yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. What did you call her? Any nicknames, terms of endearment?
Yeah, I will take that one, and this one should be no surprise because everything that has already been said. But she was Silly Sans, and she absolutely, I think she secretly loved that we called her that, but she pretended that so she was the person, like Kanisha just said, and like Dewana and others have said, she was the person that thought about everybody before herself. She's gonna make sure that if someone's not feeling well, she was the I'm gonna hold everyone's hair back if they get a little too excited during the party, right? And she assumed that role naturally. It wasn't something that we told her she had to do. That was just who she truly and genuinely and authentically was. And we became dependent on it. And so she started joking, saying, okay, this is not what I'm going to do, but it was who she was. So she was Cicely Sans, from, like Dewana mentioned, sending us gifts while she's over fighting a war, to, up until, the year that she passed. she always initiated. Most of the times, if we were going somewhere, it was because she initiated, hey, we should go to Essence because it's fabulous. And this was before, I want to say this even before it got like really, really popular, or the year it got popular. But anyway, we already had plans in place, sites booked, because Tomecka, 9 months in advance said, or no, it might even been a year in advance, said, we're going to Essence next year, so let's do this. And she was pushing us to, experience different things. We have a ton of shirts. So like the one that we have on right now is in memory of her. And we created this in honor of her. Like, when you see the video, you'll see the different things that we have. And it usually was Tomecka saying, hey, homecoming's coming up. What we wearing? We're gonna be alike. Here's the right. And so that was that. But then the other thing I'll say about her is, I don't have a sister. And, Keisha talked about how she gave it to a straight, no chaser, and how, until you truly knew her, you may not have received what she was saying. But there are so many things that I think back on that she said to me, when we were in the getting to know phase, that were so impactful and that taught me. I mean, the smallest things, like, for example, now she didn't say this to me, but I observed her saying this to somebody else, and I was like, man, she is so mean. She was like, but she was like, your hair is so beautiful, but you need to clip your ends. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, why she say that? That's so mean. And then she was really about self-care and grooming, and she cared enough to risk your perception of her in order to educate you. And so it really came from a loving place. And there were so many things that she taught us, nuggets that all of us share personally and hold dearly, that were lessons that we continue to take on and have impacted who we are as women. And so all that said, she's Sisterly Sands. She'll always be Sisterly Sands because that was just the role that she owned.
Wow. I would like to share a quick story about, because to your point, she taught me the meaning of obedience is better than sacrifice. That was powerful for me because I was new in Christ. It was 2005. I had just bought my house, and I was going to church, but I was praying, and God told me call everybody and invite them to church. So I'm calling people, and Tomecka's name is down on the list. So that's how many people I called that told me no. I called her, and she got up. She came to church. I was like, "Ooh, my job is done." Church, and Denise, all of you know Denise, she said, well, invite Tomecka back over tonight over for dinner because she was cooking. I said, okay. So Tomecka showed up at my door with a colored TV. A couple of days before that, I was praying. I was like, I need a new TV for my room. I didn't tell anybody that. She showed up at my door with a colored TV, and she said, I don't know, you just moved in the house. I just thought you needed a TV. And out of my obedience, and that's when the scripture came to life for me. It's better than sacrificing your blessings. And she showed, God used her in such a magnificent way for my understanding. Wow. So that's what she did for me. That was one of the most impactful lessons that I learned from her. So it was just beautiful. So sisterly, yes, that was definitely her.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, you are welcome. So is there any particular lesson that you ladies have learned from Tomecka, Miss Lauren?
Yes. So right before Tomecka passed, actually 2 days before, she emailed me, she called me, she was like, I'm trying to get in touch with you. I really need to talk to you. And so I'm like, well, this is weird because she was calling my work phone. She was emailing. And I said, okay. I was like, well, I'll call you in a minute. So I called her and we talked for probably even over an hour, just about everything. I mean, we laughed, we cried a little bit. We had some fun conversations, a few serious conversations, and little did I know that that was the last time I would speak to her. And so I just kind of took it and I said, okay. I said, well, it was put on her heart to speak to me, and just how, precious life is, and you never know when will be the last time. And so it just kind of taught me, and I try to do it. I'm trying to get better every day, but I do try to let others know then when I'm thinking of them. So whether it's a quick text or a phone call or something, just to let them know that they're on my mind. And I treasure that conversation. Just because, like I said, it was 2 days before she passed away, and just the urgency, and like I said, emails and calls, and I was like, what is going on? So I'm very grateful that we got that conversation and got to talk. And I think it was kind of just, I'm going to be okay, and I need to talk to you, one last time.
What a beautiful lesson.
Yeah.
Miss Donita?
Ooh, she taught so many lessons, but I think to kind of tie it back to earlier conversation that I mentioned in a word, well, a couple of words, I would say no judgment. She really taught me to see people for who they are, their hearts, and to have, again, it's just a certain level of kindness and respect for everybody, regardless of their walk of life, regardless of, that she was like a chameleon. She could be with, us in our environment, and, she could be, with her, she had her set of friends as well. And, she just could adapt to any situation, any environment, any type of personality. And she truly taught me how to not judge people based on any level of perception I might have. And that is something that I cherish. Really.
Beautiful. Miss Keisha, how did Tomecka impact your life?
After Tomecka's passing, oh boy, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Tomecka had been on my mind, and I just waited for a text. I was waiting for a text. And I learned from after the whole situation and just reflecting on it that we can't get so comfortable with social media and texting people.
Mm-hmm.
When people are on your mind and in your hearts, you call them. Do not wait for text or return text. And that's one thing that I learned about the situation. One thing about Tomecka's passing is that it was a reminder that occurred after. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to take my time so I
Okay.
don't
Take
get
your
so
time,
emotional.
honey.
I'm trying not to get all emotional, but it's a reminder that when people pass away, it's a transition. It's not the end. It's a transition. And knowing that the spirit world is alive and well, and we have to take our time to recognize that and get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
About a year after Tomecka passed away, I had a dream about her. And we were laughing and talking. And it was just like so like there, like I was just there in that moment, And I'm sorry. So before the end of the dream, she said, and it was so clear because we always had dreams and we don't remember all the details. But this particular dream at the end, she said, tell Donita I'm fine. tell Danita I'm fine. And it was clear, as if she was there and we were talking and it was there. Okay. And I know, like when it happened, I thought like, I can't call Danita with this. She's gonna think I'm crazy. I'm a medical doctor. I don't supposed to be magical or mystical or stuff like that. That's supposed to separate that stuff. But I don't, because I believe in God. I believe in the spirit world.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't separate it. It's all up in me. And I sat there for like 3 days, just like contemplating, how was I going to tell Danita this? And I called Danita and I said, Sans, I had a dream about Tomecka and I need to tell you something. She wanted me to tell you she's fine. She told me, tell Danita I'm fine. Mm-hmm. And when I told Danita, it was like, it just lifted like so much weight off of her. And just like she was released from whatever situation she had been going and contemplating herself. And I thank God for using me as a vessel to be able to settle my Sans nerves, Danita, down a little bit, and to spiritually connect with my Sans Tomecka.
Amen.
I don't know why she picked me. I don't know why she came in my dream, and why was the message for Danita when I got all these Sans? I need to calm all of them down. So like why Danita? And so when I told Danita, it was like right on time. It was right on time. So I'm grateful.
Wow. Thank you. Jamelia?
Yeah. So I'll just share real briefly that similar to Lauren, I reflected a lot on the last conversations and interactions I had with Tomecka after her passing. And hindsight is always funny. You think about, what things should you have done differently? What could you have, if had you known, right? I think the fact that her passing was so sudden and we didn't have the chance to, well, I'll say this. I do believe that we gave her flowers. And I'll just real quickly just share this other thing. Sorry, sidebar, but I have to do it because it's just on my heart to do.
Okay.
We talked about how she was so on the schedule. Like, she's a scheduler. This is what we need to be doing. And there were times where she didn't know that her discipline and her structure were working against us trying to actually celebrate her. So we had a situation where, she was so upset with us because we were messing up her schedule, but it was the best surprise. And it was so divine how, even with us trying to sneak around and figure out, okay, what type of gift should we get her? What kind of cake should we get her? She was helping answer those questions in the process and didn't even realize it. So that said, going back to my final conversation with her, Tomecka used to be on me about creating the shirts and I'm the creative one. I'm the one that puts the stuff together, right? And she's like, Sans, this is your passion. When are you really going to lean into this? Mm-hmm. Because as I mentioned in my intro, I work in technology. I'm a security leader, and I enjoy doing that. But she saw that is not what I'm passionate about. Mm-hmm. And so the impact that she made on me was to really lean in and use my gifts and not be afraid to step out on faith and just do what God's calling me to do. And so that is something that I have taken seriously, seize the day, live out loud. All of those things were nuggets that she planted in me that I reflect on often.
Amen. Amen. It sounds like Tomecka to led all of us to Jesus. Amazing. Amazing. I absolutely love it. Yes, use those gifts. So, ladies, how will you honor Tomecka's memory? Ms. Lauren, can you enlighten us on that?
Yes. So, a couple of ways that we've honored and want to honor her memory. Unfortunately, when she passed, I was in the process of completing my dissertation and my manuscript. And so I actually added her to my acknowledgement page along with my family. So her name is published and will be published for ever and ever and ever. And is in the Oakland University Library for anyone who want to go check it out. So that is one way that I wanted to personally honor her, because the times that we spent together, she was there cheering me on when times were rough, and just her passing at that time and me completing that, I just wanted to, as my own way of acknowledging how important she was in my life. She was, as I called her, my bestie San. So we were always together and always, at homecoming or whatnot. And so I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I've started kind of putting some things in motion that we want to establish a scholarship in her memory. And we're looking at some different avenues and ways to do that. But definitely want to establish the scholarship, establish a nonprofit for the funding of the scholarship, and are looking to kick it off with a fundraising event, ideally at MSU's homecoming. So hopefully if we're able to celebrate next year, this coming fall in 2021, if not definitely in 2022, to have an event to start and kick off that scholarship, the funding of that scholarship, and a substantial scholarship is what we'd like to do, and have it include some of the things that we know about her. So commitment to community service, possibly, serving time in the armed forces, or, giving back to your hometown, things like that. So we haven't established all the criteria yet, but I'm definitely in the works. So if you're coming at homecoming in the fall, look out for our we're going to kick that off. So.
That is phenomenal. I don't know if you ladies know, but the last 3 months of Tomecka's life, I was privileged and honored to see her every single day. And I don't think we spent that much time together before. And we started working at the same school, and she was teaching, and she was making an educational impact on so many adult learners in the community. It was phenomenal. I mean, it's like she had 2 arms, but the way that she operated, and she working 2 jobs and went through the surgery. It was like her hands were on so many people. It was phenomenal and amazing to see. And we used to get in trouble for giggling in the hallway. And, I was leaving work and she was coming in a lot of times, and the director would be like, y'all gotta stop, So, it was just a beautiful thing. And I'm just grateful that I had that opportunity to spend those times with her. And it was amazing. So we do have a video, and I want to share it with the people. This is something that, get your tissues, ladies.
Rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up. In spite of the ache, I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up. And we'll do it 1,000 times again.
It's just grateful for somebody with such a beautiful and phenomenal spirit that impacted so many people. So, ladies, in the spirit of the new year, is there anything exciting that you would like the audience to know, or any special recognitions, accomplishments that you would like to share? Each of you can take a turn. Before we go into that, I want to say happy birthday to Jamelia tomorrow. What a beautiful day.
Thank you.
And then Miss Nakia Smith, she's not here, but her birthday is coming up as well. So we want to send her love and well wishes and happy birthday to her. So go right ahead, ladies, whoever want to start.
I'll go first. Just because that's my role. No, I'm just kidding. I truly think my fans probably get sick of it too. But anyway, first, I just want to say, I want to thank, I've seen in the comments that Tomecka's family is here, and I just want to thank them for, one, coming, supporting us, showing us love, but gifting her to us. You know, we got so, as you guys can see, Tomecka touched so many lives, and I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the fact that she had blood family that also has been, you know, very much impacted by this loss. So thank you guys. We're praying for you, and we're here if you need anything.
Can I say something? I'm sorry. Can I say something on that note?
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
I was thinking about how, and this is to all my sons as well, I was thinking about how most of us, we don't have any sisters. We have brothers. And Tomecka's spirit on being so sisterly, it taught us how to be sisterly towards each other. But then I thought about her actual sisters. She had to come from some good stuff to carry that richness with her to come into, you know, meeting us and blending in and say, let me tell you what I learned. So I want to say a big thank you to her family and the women that surrounded her, because they gifted her to give to us. Mm-hmm. So I want to thank them.
Absolutely. She taught us unconditional love.
Yeah.
And that said, I kind of already touched on how she's impacted me. I'll elaborate just a little bit more. So, you know, and pushing me to lean into my gifts and truly walk in my calling. After Tomecka's passing, I made a serious effort to start a nonprofit organization that focuses on the social and emotional well-being of youth through exposing them to the arts. So I launched my program last year. It quickly got, impacted by the pandemic, but, again, thinking about Tomecka and her pushing us to rise and continue to be resilient in the midst of all storms. I pivoted to a virtual platform, which is going well. So that said, the name of the organization is Abundant Youth Empowerment. If you want information on it, the website is abundantyouthempowerment.org. And that's also, I have a Facebook page as well as an Instagram page. So thank you for allowing me to share that.
Yes, definitely.
Hi, and Shani, I created a body of work in 2016 called Tactful Tips for a Tasteful Tomorrow. And it started as a conversation I would have with my friend, and we would talk about all these crazy shenanigans and all the tactless actions that were ongoing. And so the story, it's really fun. It's really light. It's story-based. So it would be situations like, all of us know someone that has a 10-page document for requirements of someone to be with them, but they don't measure up to like 5% of it. Or group dining. These are just examples. Group dining. Everyone goes out to eat, 10, 15 people. There are always those that don't know they need to have appropriate financial resources for the meal and taxes and proper, appropriate gratuity. There's always someone that's lacking that. So this was created. It's called Tactful Tidbits for a Tasteful Tomorrow. You can get it on Amazon. And it's because of story based, you don't have to start at the beginning and read through. You can look at the chapters and see which topics are of interest to you. But my goal for this book at that time when I created this book, somewhat similar to 2020, but not exactly. It was just every other day, something bad was happening. There was gloom, something horrible. And for me, I felt that with my body of work, if for one moment, somewhere, anybody on planet Earth that has looked at my book, I bring a fond memory and they smile, I bring happiness and endorphins to them. You know what I mean? Considering all of the other negative things that happen in life, it was all worth it. And I've done something good. So that was kind of the goal and the reason behind me writing the book.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you. And I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Amazon. You can get a color copy, a black and white copy, and Kindle.
Excellent. Thank you.
I wanted to share on behalf of Nakia, and I'm going to be looking down because I don't want to miss any information. So remember, she's our Sans. That's about the health, wellness,
Yes.
the body, spirit. So she has a new online coaching program that's going to run from January 25th to March 26th. If you want information, you can go to N as in Nakia, Love Fitness at gmail.com. So that's an email to email her your interest. Again, that's N Love Fitness at gmail.com. And in addition to that, I just want to, speak on behalf of myself, and more so to acknowledge another awesome store in Delta, and her name is Anita Roberts. She has no idea I'm going to do this, but she put together this amazing, I'm going to steal Shani's words, body of work. And she started inaugural Achievements in Black Austin, where she published African American leaders in the Austin Central Texas area, so that our children and our communities can have a reference guide to all the great leaders and community involved leaders that we have in this area. And so I was honored to be published in her first edition. And so she has since published other editions. And again, it's called Achievements in Black Austin. And if you Google that, you will be able to get the information on how to purchase one of the reference guides.
Excellent. Thank you. Anyone else? Wow. This has been amazingly beautiful. Tameka had another friend. I don't want to leave her out totally. She wasn't able to get on today. Her name is Shanika Mack. I would be, totally out of order if I did not acknowledge her. Tameka loved her. They had wonderful, beautiful times together. And, it's just, and that's how I met Shanika through Tameka. So we were Tameka, Damika, Shanika. So yeah, it was been a beautiful relationship and friendship. So, but ladies, you all are so phenomenal. This has been a blessing for me. Tameka family, I thank you for the beautiful being that you all created and everything that everybody has deposited in her along the journey. And as she met people, she shared it all. She shared it all. Is there anything else you all would like to leave with the people? Any more comments? Anything anyone wants to say? Or we covered it all.
I just really want to shout out one of my most favorite people in the world. I have to do this. Christina Maria. And love her to death. So I just had to do that. That's it.
Oh, and I have to shout out Rock as well. I cannot. Rock,
Yes.
Wonderful, awesome. I spoke with him yesterday. He sounds good. That was Tameka's fiance. So Rock, we love you. If you need us, call us. We are right here. So thank you. Thank you. So thank you, ladies, once again.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your time. So these may be some individual shows happening as well. Books, we need to talk to the doctors. Yeah. Maybe some more things going down. So this will not be the last time you see these ladies. We will have them back on open vibes. So I thank you all for joining us today. And you have a great evening and happy anniversary, ladies.
Thank you. All right, have a good one.